So the other day when Abby and Dad were out here, we found surprise blackberries that were ready before the rest of our other blackberries. So we're gonna pick blackberries to make a cobbler later. So here is your container. If you don't have one already, here you go, Megan. There's your container, and see if you can find some blackberries over there.
No, mine. Hey, God. You don't do it.
When you fill up your berry thing, there's some down here, Megan.
Stop.
I'll take your berries in this bag when you're done.
You're two-edged.
Let's go over here.
Careful for this. Hey, 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 hey.
Oh, easy, Eva.
I'm not getting on my knees.
I see one right here.
When your blackberries are ripe, you shouldn't have to like tug very hard to get them off their bush. They should just come off like really easy.
Oh,
That's also true. That's the best way to tell. That's when they're the sweetest.
This is a big fat one.
There's still some green ones on here.
And
Well, don't
some
pick the
red
green
ones.
ones.
I know.
That one's really juicy.
You want to come here with me if you want to? There's berries. Oh, here too. Might be a bit hard to get to.
And a bit hard to see with this light.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
I'm wearing protection gloves. I'm wearing protection boots.
Oh, this one just crushed. So I picked it.
Huh.
Oh, this one.
You okay?
Did I get poked or did I get blackberried?
Oh, I think you got one of the thorns from the blackberries. What do you think about those thorns? Is there any tips you have, Lily?
They're not poisonous, so if you do get poked by it, it will hurt like a normal cut, but there's nothing that could physically harm you.
Yeah, there's no poison in it.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
That's why I like blackberries more than I like nettles. And blackberries are delicious.
Can I see your chopper?
So we just showed you the different types of blackberries. Berry, there is different stages to tell when to pick. Like for one like this, you can see that there's still green and red on it, which means you shouldn't pick it, but it should be ripe in a few days. Now there's ones like these that look like almost like they have a bunch of mini huckleberries on them, and this one is like still kind of a light red color. If they're a light red color or a green color, that means to not pick them. And especially if your blackberries are, like, if you wonder if you have blackberries, a blackberry bush looks like before the berries have fully bloomed. Like, these are like the flowers of blackberries. Like, apples have flowers. This would be like a blackberry flower. Now,
Way in there.
There
he is.
there's one very ripe black. There's some black ones.
Let me see.
This one, I think, it might have been a trick of the light because it looked black. But
Yeah, there's a big fat one in there Becca's trying to get.
I got one.
anyways,
Yeah, that one's ready.
Look at the bees.
the bees. If you have bees in your yard, you may think they're a pest, but as you can see, this little girl is doing right here. She is pollinating your berries, So if you kill the bees that are in your yard, your berries, they're like the ones you have now, will be the ones you have for the rest of your life.
Look at
Because-
that baby one.
And even then, they'll eventually grow and die. And without the bees that you have,
Look at
you
look
wouldn't
at
be
baby
able to
blackberry.
have new blackberries. Like I said before, when I asked my mom if I was bleeding or if it was just a blackberry, blackberries and blood look a lot alike, but if you can tell, I have some blackberry juice on my fingers. Now, when it's first wet, it kind of looks like blood, but the way to tell that it's not blood is the color, but it can be tricky when, like,
If you just have one spot.
yeah, if you have one spot,
If your hand's covered like this,
it's easy to
blueberry
tell.
juice.
But
Blackberry juice.
if say there was one single spot, it'd be hard for me to tell
True.
that it was blackberries and not.
Looks like you've made your way further back there a little bit more than just before.
Inch by inch, it's a cinch. Yard by yard, it's very hard.
Looks like we've lost a couple kids. We've got Becca hanging here for the berry picking. Lily's still picking. Abby's trimming up the bush a little bit, trying to make a path. There's some berries way back over where she is. Just can't get to them. You missed it. She got a thorn in the hair, so we had to edit that out and fix that part. Yeah. We've lost Ava and our niece Megan. It is really hot today. Are you finding a lot of berries over there?
Yes.
Yeah, it looks to be, from what I can see back here, they're pretty ripe. I think Dad needs to cut another path back there. There's a whole bunch way back there.
Yeah.
Get some berries, honey?
Oh yeah,
he did.
I'm cutting a little, there's a path of shrubs here I'm cutting through slowly in order to get to the blackberries way back there.
Dad, I see some blackberries here.
Yeah, I think he's trying to
Did you
get
hit
back
me?
there.
Fat berries over here. Big
How
ones.
far are you in that bush?
I'm not too far. Just slowly making my way. Cut a small bit, pick as much as I can. Cut a bit further in, pick as much as I can. There's a lot of thorns. That's why I'm wearing coveralls. That way I don't ruin any good work pants or work shirts. Just my dusty old coveralls.
Well, you did make your way back in there pretty well.
Ooh, there's some big ones. Look at this bonzer. It's a big one. As you're picking your berries, you always need to test the quality control. So, as you're picking, there's your snack for the day. We don't use any kind of pesticides or anything on here. If you're using pesticides, I would wash them first. I'd wash them necessarily too, but sometimes you just gotta have a snack.